There are actors and there are legends, but for over 5 decades, one man has shaped cinema with power, grace, rage, faith, and truth. His name, Denzel Washington Jr. 52 films, 52 weeks, one extraordinary career. Throughout 2026, I will be watching one Denzel Washington Jr.'s movie every week, from his earliest roles to his most iconic and recent performances. Not just to review them, but to be able to answer the question, what makes Denzel Washington one of the greatest actors of all time? In order to do that, we'll take it slow. One film every week. And at the end of the day, I'm sure we'll come to the perfect conclusion. So, let's get into it. This week on A Year with Denzel Washington, we're watching Carbon Copy. Carbon Copy was released in 1981, and this film introduced us to the fresh-faced Denzel Washington. Carbon Copy was directed by Michael Schultz, and this movie introduced us to the man, the myth, the legend. Carbon Copy tells the story of Walter Whitney, a white corporate executive who is surprised to discover that he has a son, and not just any son, a black son. That son, named Roger, happens to be Denzel Washington. Now Roger, played by Denzel Washington, has come into town with one single mission, which is to torment his father, who does not know that he exists. Now, Roger, played by Denzel Washington, has come to torment his white father, who lives in a predominantly white community of San Marino in California. Walter Whitney, with evidence of him being Roger's father, staring him in the face through pictures and names, decides to do the unthinkable, which is to take him in. And this decision turns his own life upside down. In this movie, Carbon Copy, we are introduced to the iconic Denzel Washington smile, and you could tell that Denzel Washington held his own in this movie, because this movie was coming at a time where there were limited expectations from black actors in Hollywood. Watching Carbon Copy, what stayed with me wasn't the plot or the story. Honestly, no. What stayed with me was the firsts. You might ask me, what do I mean by the first? Well, let me explain. By the first, I mean this movie was the first time we saw the now iconic Denzel Washington smile. It was also the first time we saw Denzel Washington behind a car, not just any car, a jalopy car that was nothing to write home about, and yet he drove it with style. Right? It was amazing, and you could tell with that car he owned the road. Like, you could tell. It was also the first time we saw Denzel Washington run, and ironically, he was being chased by the cops. That was a powerful image, actually. It was also the first time we ever heard Denzel Washington sing. I mean, there were so many firsts in that movie. Another first for you, it was also the first time we saw Denzel Washington wear a suit on camera. I mean, it was looking dapper. It was looking like a man that carried authority, and it looked like a man who belonged in every room that he entered. In another first, It was also the first time we saw Denzel Washington speak on the telephone. I mean, speaking, listening, communicating on the telephone for the very first time. And you could tell he was commanding attention. Also, it was also the first time we saw Denzel Washington rent an apartment, which I have to say, I would not give my money to Denzel to rent an apartment for me anytime soon, because he rented a shitty apartment, but then at the same time, he had to make it with what he had, so big ups to him. Now, none of these moments were legendary on their own. However, put together, they were the foundation of the man that we now know today as Denzel Washington Jr. Carbon Copy was the first time the camera met Denzel Washington. And even if the film didn't know it yet, the future already did. Carbon Copy wasn't the arrival of a legend. It was actually the beginning of one, honestly. So, if you are interested in seeing this movie that introduced us to the legend called Denzel Washington, head on to Black Root TV on YouTube and watch Carbon Copy, and you would understand what I mean when I said it was the first of many. So next week, the journey continues on a year with Denzel Washington, where we will be looking at Denzel Washington in a soldier's story. Until then, my name is still Utsman Ayadele. Enjoy the rest of your week.